Alright guys, welcome to Thursday night. Set of practice problems for the quiz on Friday. We're just going to pop over. There's your first set. Go ahead and pause it, copy them, do them, and then I'll do them for you. And you can see if you've got them correct. And if you don't, I'll walk through and explain each one as I go so you can see. If you want to jump forward to see if you've got them correct, you can do that as well. Pause and work. All right, let's jump in. First one here, we want to get z by itself. We just need to cancel off that -6. Since it's division that's connecting them, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to use multiplication. And on any multiply or divide cancellation, I do have to take the negative with it. So the 6's will cancel, the pair of negatives will cancel, and I do the same on both sides. So I get z equals whatever 18 times 6 is, and I'm going to work that out on the side. It's 108 with a single negative. It's going to go to the answer. There you go. Number 2, similar idea to number 1. It's a one step. I'm just canceling the one value with the variable. On number 2, that -14 is connected with j through an add or subtract. So I know I can think of it as good guys, bad guys. And since it's a -14, I'm going to cancel it with +14. The potential confusion here might be this plus. That plus is connected to the j. It's telling us that j is a positive variable. This negative sign on the 14 is telling us it's 14 bad guys that are adding to j. So we're going to have to bring 14 good guys to cancel. And we're going to do the same to both sides to keep it balanced. We've got j is remaining by itself on the left, and this here is an example, remember, of good guys and bad guys. There's more good guys in the 14, so it's actually 14 minus 8 is 6. More good guys equals a positive answer. There you go. Number 3, we're stepping into 2 steps here. What are we going to cancel first? It's always the term that's by itself as an add subtract. What are we going to cancel second? It's the other value that's multiplying or dividing to connect with your variable. So we're doing PEMDAS in reverse. So to cancel off that 3, just do a -3. It cancels. Do the same on both sides. There's an example again of bad guy, bad guy. Okay, so we put them all together, we get -12. Then I'm just copying down what was left. We have the -k over the 5. I want to cancel that 5, that's division. I use multiplication, which leaves the k, and did you notice, are you saying something right now? I hope you are. Don't forget the negative there. That's the whole point of this problem. Make sure that negative still comes down as part of the problem. And now we've got -12 times 5, -60. Now notice we're not done. That's not our solution. I ran out of room, so I'll move over here. Anytime you've solved for a negative variable, you can flip it. You need to solve for the positive variable. We can think of it as dividing by -1 if that helps. If you want to divide each side by -1 so you can see the negatives cancel, you can think of it that way. But you can also just flip the sign on both sides, which means positive k actually equals 60. Okay, there's number 3. All right, number 4. Another 2-step, and again, cancel the add subtract term first, cancel the multiply or divide term second. So we're going to cancel off the 14. We're going to subtract to get rid of it. Do the same on both sides to keep the equation balanced. And again, notice here, that is bad guys and bad guys. That's going to make a larger group of bad guys. Bring down what's left, 7m. Because that's a multiplying 7m, it's stuck together. Therefore, it's multiplying. We're going to divide it off on both sides. -35 divided by 7, -5. Okay, there you go for that section. This is exactly what the quiz is going to look like tomorrow. One more page. We've got one word problem, and then we've got one bonus with some decimals in there. Go ahead and pause me. Do these two, give it your best shot, and then I'll walk through them with you in a sec. Go. All right, let's look at this word problem. Billy's Burritos charges $6 for a burrito. Okay, so that is a per item charge. It's recurring. It's basically as many burritos as you're going to buy. That's how many groups of 6 you're going to have to pay. Okay, the other part of this is that they've got a one-time charge, $4 per order to make your food a meal plate. Okay, so that's per order. That's just going to be charged at one time. That's a classic way you'll see a 1 or 2 step setup. And then this is the important information. We have $22. So if we're starting with $22, how many burritos can we buy? We're going to get the meal plate, so you have to include that piece. So with $22, we've got the meal plate cost plus however many burritos we can buy on top of that. So if we were to write this up, we're starting at $22. That's going to be the value by itself on the other side of the equation. Our total cost is going to equal 22. That's all we have to spend. So we've got our $4 per order. So we're just going to put 4 here. And then we've got $6 per burrito. So I'm adding $6 a burrito. Now, if I just left it like this, 6 plus 4, that would be 1 burrito for 6, one $4 order, $10. And that's what it would cost for 1 burrito as a meal plate. But we have 22. So we want to know how many more burritos we get. So we need to turn this into an equation. We need to add the variable. Okay? That variable is telling me that's kind of how many burritos I can buy. That's why we put the variable in there. So we're going to solve this to see how many burritos can be bought with $22. There's your equation, and now we solve it just like we solved the other ones. I'll minus off the 4 on both sides to keep the equation balanced. And now since the 6 is multiplying, I'm going to divide it off. We end up with x, that's the number of burritos we can buy, equals 3, because 18 divided by 6 is 3. So how many burritos can we buy? We can buy 3 burritos, that's $18, plus the $4 meal plate charge is 22 total. So there you go. That'll cost us exactly 22. All right, last one. Let's do this. I'm going to erase that other stuff. Let's solve this decimal problem. And again, it's the exact same thing. It might look harder, but it's not. You guys should try this on the quiz. It's just free extra points. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the value by itself first. That's the 4.6. It's positive, so I'm going to cancel it off. Bad guys and bad guys. I'm just adding all of these up to a larger group of bad guys. And I've got, did you notice the negative? A little bit of a curveball there. Don't miss the negative, minus y. That needs to stay on the problem until we get rid of it. Okay, here we're going to multiply that 1.9 to get rid of it. Multiply on this side by 1.9. Other than make it a little x, since we've got decimals to make it a little clearer. So I've got to go over here, and I've got to do this work just like you would. And remember, if there were a total of 2 values behind the decimal up top, there's going to have to be 2 places behind the decimal on the bottom. So we end up with 14.82. Did you forget about that sign? Don't forget, single negative goes to the answer. And it doesn't equal y, it equals negative y, which we already saw earlier how to fix. We've got to flip the sign on both sides, which means it's positive 1482 equals positive y. And there you go. Good luck. See you on the quiz tomorrow.